A road sweep for the 21st ranked South Dakota women over the weekend with wins at Omaha, at Denver. And here to talk about those is head coach Dawn Plitzuweit. And Dawn started Wednesday night in Omaha, 71-39 as the final in that one. Kind of an uncharacteristic night for you, offensively anyway, because you went 0 for 12 from 3. And that's something that hadn't happened for the Coyote women since 2014. So that being said, you still managed to win the game by 32 points. So how did you overcome what was such a normal piece of the game for you?
Well, it is an anomaly in some ways for us not to be able to shoot the ball efficiently from the arc, much less make any shots from the arc. We were able to score 50 points in the paint in that game, so we found ways to attack in different ways. We also hit 17 free throws, so that's 67 points, and then evidently we hit 2 other buckets that were somewhere outside the paint. But I think give our young ladies a lot of credit because it can be really frustrating when you're not making shots. So in the first quarter, we were just playing the way we play. They weren't falling. In the second quarter, we said we're going to go inside out, only take inside out and rhythm shots. Those still didn't fall. In the third quarter, we then said we're going to pass up early offense shots and really continue to attack the rim. If we have to take them late, we'll take them late. And we're really able to find different ways to continue to attack.
A couple of cool individual notes out of this game. First and foremost, in terms of the players, Madison McKeever hits 1,000 points for her career. She did it right at the start of the fourth quarter. Madison's a player that obviously is well known for her defense, her effort, and she was a pretty good scorer all through high school and has been obviously here at USD. But to see her get that, is that awfully rewarding as a coach?
Well, it's incredible because since her freshman year, she's played significant minutes for us. And she's not necessarily been the kid that has scored 20 plus a game. She's someone that just does her job, and she does a lot of great things for us on the defensive end, on the offensive end, handling the ball, getting it entered in her offense, making plays for her teammates. But she also has the ability to score and hit big shots, and she's done that time and time again in her career. She's just played very, very steady, and on the offensive end has probably averaged somewhere between 7 to 10 points most of her career, and has been someone that we have counted on a great deal. So to see her have that opportunity to celebrate that achievement was something really special.
For you, 100 wins here at USD. That came on Wednesday night. You did it in 124 games. Fastest ever for a Summit League coach to reach that at one school. And you're in some pretty select company. Gino Auriemma, Kim Mulkey, Pat Summit. You did it quicker than they did at their schools, which are obviously powerhouses in women's basketball. So what does that mean to you as just as an accomplishment?
Well, it certainly is something that's very special, and it's something that it's not one person, it's a team, it's a staff, it's a community. We don't win some of the games that we win without our community in the crowd helping us, giving us the energy to do those kind of things. So it's something that we celebrate together.
Well, you picked up 101 then on Sunday afternoon at Denver. This is a team you beat by 40-plus points here the first time. I'm pretty sure you didn't expect that to happen again. And with the way they came out, they made things difficult on you in that first quarter yesterday. In fact, they led by 2 after once, a position you hadn't been in very often at all this year, let alone lately. But what did they do differently to give you a harder time, at least early in this game?
Well, they did a few things. I think first and foremost, we understand we're going to see everyone's best shot, and so they're one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country. So the way they attack the offensive glass, the way they push the ball in transition, we struggled offensively. We're a team that is used to scoring about 1 point per possession. Our first 8 possessions, we scored 8 points, so that felt like we weren't getting things going. We turned it over twice, attacking the rim in those 8 possessions. We got to the rim twice and scored layups. We got 3 good-looking 3-point shots that didn't fall for us. And then we had a good 15 to 17-foot shot that didn't fall. So we had some good possessions that we didn't make shots. We had some possessions that we came up empty because we turned it over. And so now all of a sudden we find ourselves down 12-4. But the good news is that we had practiced that. We had been in that situation, not necessarily intentionally in practice, but offensively that had happened to us 2 days before the game. And so as we looked at that and we practiced through it, we understood what we need to do, and players need to step up. And certainly we have veterans, and they did exactly that. They continued to attack. I think outscored Denver 34-18 the rest of the half, went into the halftime with an 8-point lead, and then just continued to build. And that was really, really important. Then probably played even some of our best basketball late in the game.
Yeah, 38% shooting in that first quarter, 62% quarters 2 through 4. So you got to figure it out offensively, no doubt about it. You also had to work through some issues in terms of hanging on to the basketball because you had 12 first-half turnovers. You came in averaging 12 per game. So how did you work through that part of it?
Well, we looked at how we turned it over. So we talked about at halftime, where did those come from? Why did we – usually at halftime we talk about how our opponent scored. This halftime we talked about, how we have to do a better job of taking care of the basketball. And what specifically does that mean? Whether that's how we pin inside, or if that means emptying the lane quicker, or if that means reversing the ball quicker, or different screening angles. So we talked about a lot of those different things at halftime, and made some adjustments and tweaks within our offense. And again, we're really fortunate because we've got some pretty special young ladies who understand the game and can go out and then can do that.
Kira Duffy being one of them, of course, career high 31 points for her to go along with 7 assists, 5 rebounds. You win that game 92-60 to complete the Summit League sweep of the Pioneers and improve to 10-0 in the conference. Little time off here. One more game on the schedule this week at North Dakota. It comes on Sunday afternoon in Grand Forks. This is a team that's 14-8 overall, 5-4 in the Summit League. A younger team than Travis Brewster has had to work with in quite some time. So what do they do well in their current form?
Well, they play really fast. They push the ball up the court. They score in transition. Probably about 30% of their offense is transition offense. They shoot the ball really, really well, and they shoot it quickly. They also attack the rim very quickly. And so their versatility is, and their speed and their tempo in which they play is really, really impressive and tough to match up against. At the same time, they are just as any Travis Brewster team is that they're very physical and they're very aggressive. They're a great rebounding team, one of the best in the country.
All right, well, good luck. Get healthy. Safe travels, and we'll catch up again a week from now.
Sounds good. Thank you, Jay.